Everyone. My name's Jackson.
My name is Elizabeth.
I'm Anna,
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Nolan.
and our topic was whether performance-based pay enhances employee motivation and productivity or not. And we said that it does um, enhance employee motivation and productivity. So our first main point was that it lower absenteeism and turnover. We found that performance-based programs can significantly boost employee motivation by rewarding their efforts, which can encourage them to stay productive in the workplace. These programs also can enhance loyalty and commitment, making employees less likely to leave the company. They help reduce absenteeism by fostering a more engaged and dedicated workforce. And we even found in a survey by SHRM that over 80% of organizations reported improvements in employee performance after implementing performance pay-based programs.
Our second point is that it attracts and retains top talent. This is because of three main reasons. It helps companies stay competitive when looking to hire candidates. It increases employee incentive to provide quality work and increases healthy competition between employees. It helps companies stay competitive when looking to hire candidates because potential employees are more likely to choose a company with monetary incentives for their excellent job performance, and it attracts candidates who are willing and able to work hard for the company's overall well-being. Secondly, it increases employee incentive to provide quality work because the promise of increased monetary compensation for the better work they provide motivates employees to work harder. And thirdly, it increases healthy competition between employees because employees will be aware that retaining the highest performers in the company takes precedence over retaining employees who are doing the bare minimum. And because all the employees will be under the same standard of evaluation in terms of pay and salary, employees will feel more motivated to provide work that is on par with or that surpasses the quality of their fellow employees.
So on to their third main point, I'm going to be talking about increasing productivity. So I can see from the first bullet point, it says that performance-based pay increases productivity by 18%. And this is according to the IZA. And this number is very significant, especially when you look at it in monetary terms. So if you look at it like companies with performance-based pay make 18 cents more for every dollar than companies without, that just gives you perspective how much more they're making in monetary terms. And to my second point, just to prove it more, I interviewed three JCU alum to ask them what their favorite part about performance-based pay is. The first two, Evan and Izzy, I talked to them at the real estate panel that was held on Monday. And they said a few different things, but what they had in common is they said it makes them work harder. And I also asked my dad, who is a wholesaler, who's also a JCU alum, about his experience with performance-based pay. And he texted me back just a few simple words: hard work pays off. And these interviews led me to believe that the common theme in performance-based pay is to work harder, thus increasing productivity.
Okay, so now we're going to get into why we chose our side in supporting performance-based pay. So performance-based pay has three strong supporting arguments that prove why we chose this side and why it's better than the opposing side. The first one is that it increases employee productivity and motivation. Employees are going to be more motivated to perform better in the workplace when there's incentives like pay, and this will also make them more productive because they will be more determined to make more money. The second point is that it increases job satisfaction. When people are paid for their performance, when they work harder, they'll realize that they're being treated fairly by their employer, and that will make them more loyal and trust their employer more, which also leads into the third reason why third argument why this side was better, which that is that it reduces employee turnover. Employees will be more loyal to the company because they realize that they are treating them fairly by paying them for the work that they do. The arguing side had two main points that were that people above a certain income threshold will not be affected by incentives, meaning they won't want to work harder because they already make enough money, and people will feel more micromanaged to meet incentives. However, we believe that this was not strong evidence because the most important thing for companies is to make sure their employees are satisfied with their work, and the best way to do this is make sure that they are being paid fairly. So even though people may feel micromanaged, overall, their satisfaction with the work will be increased.
So now we're gonna kind of get into what ChatGPT said. And when I first put this in and got the evidence, I saw that there was a lot of similarities to what was being mentioned earlier from our main points and why we chose the side we went with. So according to ChatGPT, one of the reasons was that there is a reduced amount of turnover and increased satisfaction within the job. So in ChatGPT's reasoning, they felt like employees can see that they are fairly rewarded from the work they do and the amounts they produce that help keep the company afloat. Also, it helps them to more than likely stay because they know that their performance is leading towards success and that they are recognized by that success through their pay. Also, when they do this, they can align their goals along with the organization's goals, which again can have that direct correlation between their pay and their performance. So kind of bridging into that, we got also ChatGPT's second reason was enhanced job performance, which actually used some meta-analysis by personal psychology that when you have performance-based pay, it improves the output of production and also again improved motivation for employees. Now, the last one is a little different than what we talked about, but it's similar to some points we've talked about earlier, was that performance-based pay increases accountability and self-improvement. So with that, employees are able to see a clear relationship between efforts and rewards. They're able to say, okay, I need to meet this quota so I can get paid X amount of dollars, being able to have a sense of where they stand along with their pay. With that, they are able to set ambitious goals, maybe taking on more hours of work to get more done, or just not slacking off, or like whatever it may be when they're working. Also, the self-improvement aspect, they're willing to learn more from their mistakes and not worrying about what it has if they make mistakes, they're able to know what to do next time and be able to not make it again so that they're able to create effective products. So again, AI had some very similar reasons to what we talked about earlier, but also the idea of accountability and self-improvement through performance-based pay. So in the end, performance-based pay can lead to an improved culture. So this one fosters innovation and competition amongst employees. By having a competitive environment, motivation is high amongst employees. Being able to work and have a large output of quantity in terms of products during the production phase. Having again that competition is the drive of a good culture and build upon that and all of that stuff. So again, this is why we ended up going with performance-based pay and how it enhances employee performance and their motivation throughout. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to our presentation. And if you have any questions, we'll happily answer them.